Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is National Master Laurent Barakis, and today we will go over round number 5, played in Lower Bucks County Scholastic Chess League, where Norwich Town beat LaSalle with 4 versus 4 to 1. Today we will analyze the game played between Jordan on first board versus Alexis, and let's see the game. White played e4, black played c6, and after knight f3, black played d5. This is the Caro-Kann opening, and it's a very solid opening. The most famous player that ever played it was Anatoly Karpov, and he had great success with it. And white captured on d5, pawn captured on d5. Here is a lot of theory. White could also play like knight c3, pawn takes, knight takes, bishop f5. It's possible. Knight g3, bishop g6, and it's h4, h6, d4, e6, h5, bishop h7, fixing the pawn structure, gaining some space, gaining tempos, and then trade the white square bishop. It's a lot of theory here. This would be probably one of the most analyzed lines of the Caro-Kann. But let's go back to our game, where white just captured on d5, black captured on d5, and black has no problems here. And white played bishop e2. Instead of bishop e2, white could just play d4, knight c6, and put the bishop on d3. This diagonal from b1 to h7 is an important diagonal, and you could play c3 later on, having a nice pawn structure from b2 to c3 to d4. White just played bishop e2, simple, knight f6 and castle. It's simple development, following the basic principles, nothing wrong with it. However, after d4, black could just play bishop f5, and now black is the one controlling the h7 b1 diagonal. Now it will be interesting for white to attack that bishop. So you want to move the bishop here. This is the perfect square for the bishop on d3. Now if you play bishop e4, f3, bishop g6, I can take on g6 anytime, but I'm not going to rush taking there because I don't want to open up the rook right away. So I just play knight c3, e6, bishop e3, and yes, you can attack my knight with the queen, but I could just take, queen takes h4, and let's say I play knight b5 and then c4, and it's white king is safe, black king is in the center, black is behind development. He still has to castle, develop the black square bishop. That gives white some time and to start to try to open up the center. For example, the pawn takes on d5, pressuring on d5, or playing rook e1, attacking the king. White has some ideas here. Black just gotta be careful to take care of his king in the center. Well, the way white played knight c3, and now e6. Black could have just played h6, and if you play knight h4 to attack the bishop, then I could play bishop h7, securing this important diagonal from h7 to b1, and the knight now it doesn't look good at all on the side, as it can go anywhere. So after e6, white played knight h4. I like this move because it attacks the bishop and secures the bishop pair. Now maybe white shouldn't take right away here, because taking on g6 right away, it will give an option to take with the h pawn and opening up the file. And now black could just play a6 and bishop d6 and queen c7, lining up here and threatening even checkmate or attack on the king. Black captured with the f pawn. So this is a mistake. First of all, you have 1, 2, 3, one pawn island here, e6, d5, second pawn island, and then you have 3 pawn islands. So the more pawn islands you have, the weaker you are. So you usually you want to capture towards the center and keep the pawns together, same island. Now, yeah, you captured with the f pawn, and now, yeah, black has a lot of weaknesses. The e6 pawn is a weak pawn. There's no pawns behind protecting it, so he needs babysitting. White pressured on e6, and he played rook e1, very good. Bishop e7, and now bishop g4 right away. So we have a weakness, you fix it, that's mean he can move, and then you attack it. So now white is attacking on e6 2 times. After knight takes g4, queen takes g4, the weakness is still there, and white is attacking the pawn 2 times, queen d7, and now white captured with the queen. We will come back to that. White could have captured with rook on e6, but he was afraid of knight d8. But here white could have just sacrificed an exchange. Rook takes e7, check, queen takes, and now let's say bishop e3, so you can checkmate me in the back rank. Queen f7 to protect the pawn, and now queen g5, and I attack the d5 pawn, and I will pick up another pawn. And here actually white is not down material, because after the trade, yes, you have a rook, but I have a knight and 2 pawns. So you have I have a very strong knight in the center, and with c4 I protect it. I have these 2 pawns and a knight, so knight, let's say, is 3 points plus the pawns 2 points, that's 5, and the rook is 5 points. While here I prefer the knight and the 2 pawns, because I can make a queen down the road by pushing these pawns. I just have to be careful to have my pawns safe and sound, protected, and if you attack my pawns, I just protect my pawns, and I have a really nice pawn structure, and slowly I was just going to improve my position. I could move my knight back and push the d pawn forward, and this is just too powerful, this pawn structure, and the 2 pawns is gonna cost black the game in long term. So let's go back to the game where white captured on e6 with the queen, nothing wrong. Queen takes, rook takes, and white can still take on d5. The only problem here is that black can take on d4 with tempo, attacking the rook, and once the rook moves away, I have time to get out of the pin, move my king, and solve my problems. Here black played king f7, very good. Once you go into the endgame, you step into the endgame, you want to have the king closer to the center, so you can activate your king. And now white played bishop g5. Yeah, he should have just played, I think, bishop f4, and if he takes on c2, rook c1, I attack the knight, knight moves away, then I pick up the pawn. If you go with the knight to b4, I pick up the pawn again, and I still have, this is still, you know, is equal, but black has to play right away rook d8 or rook c8 to fight for the open file and a threat mate in the back rank. So white doesn't really have time to go in on the 7th rank and attack the pawns on the queen side. So white played bishop g5, but after bishop takes g5, rook takes g5, black played rook e8, put the rook on open file, and he always eyeing the e2 square to come in with the rook. So you want to put the rook on open file, double up the rooks, and come in with the rook on the 2nd or 1st rank, and then double up on the rooks on the 2nd rank or the 1st rank, and you start picking up the pawns or attack the king. White played h3. Now if he will take on d5, knight takes c2, attack the rook, rook c1, knight b4 first, white has here rook b5 and attacks the knight on b4, and at the same time attacks the pawn on b7. So when the knight moves away, I take on b7 with check, and if you block, I take with check, and now I could just play rook c2, and I'm up a pawn on the queen side. I have a queen side pawn majority, 2 versus 1, and I just want to reduce it to 1 versus 0, create a pass pawn, and win the endgame by promoting my pawn. White, it is better, and he could play for a win, but White played h3, which is a safe move. He wants to have the square, the h2 square for his king, and Black just played knight d2 check, and here they just offer the draw and they just agree on the draw. Well, after knight takes c2, rook takes c2, Black actually is attacking the c2 pawn. White could take, Black will take, and now White could check, king f6, let's say, and again White is up a pawn on the queen side, 2 versus 1, and if Black tries to double up his rooks on the second rank, let's say, and to attack this pawn, you can always cover the f2 pawn with the rook. So again, White is a little bit better here because he's up a pawn on the queen side. He has a queen side pawn majority. So it was a short game, and I hope you guys enjoyed the short game. I wish you guys happy holidays, happy new year, and see you guys next year.